Another beautiful start to the day here in Saranda, Albania. That's kind of one of the things when you're planning on traveling for any kind of period of time. It's, you know, you have your choice of places that have good weather, and certainly that's one of the reasons we decided to start here. Besides already being familiar with the places, you know, having some reasonable weather. There's nothing more depressing than being socked in with rain for days on end, right? Once you travel for a bit longer term, and you know, for us, we're on, you know, full-time, long-term travel, slow travel, but you know, beyond a vacation, you start having to do, you know, more and more things that are part of daily life, right? So today we've got to do a couple things. I've got to get a haircut, so we'll go check that out, let them cut it however they like, and Sarah needs to resolve some stuff today as well.
So when we arrived, I bought a 3-week phone plan at the airport, and the instructions were to extend that to a monthly plan to use an app that doesn't seem to be available for Canadians here. I couldn't navigate the Vodafone website, so today I go into the Vodafone store and try to figure it out.
One of the things that we always recommend when traveling full-time for sure, is to have a dual SIM phone, so you can retain your stuff from home on the eSIM. You can still receive texts and stuff like this, depending on your plan, using Wi-Fi calling. But then your second SIM, the physical SIM, or an eSIM, if you can get one, would be for your local number here. And the good thing about having the eSIM, we would always recommend this for your local number, is you hold the information that makes the eSIM work. So if you lose your phone overseas, you can go purchase another phone that has eSIM capability and just plug your data into it, and you're set up and going. You know, if you're traveling and you have a physical SIM in your phone and you lose your phone, you are out of luck. You will not be able to likely convert that to an eSIM once you've lost it, and makes your life complicated if you have to return home just to pick up a SIM card for your phone, you know. So this here used to be a hotel, so it looks like it's been kind of broken down by an excavator to be rebuilt into something else, right? It's right on the ocean. The reality is it was actually blown up by dynamite. There's some kind of ownership dispute, or there was some kind of dispute, and in the early hours of one day, this thing was leveled with TNT, and yeah, it blew out a whole bunch of the windows in the city and the surrounding buildings, and they had to have all their glass replaced. Some people might advise against getting your SIM card at the airport, but we found here that the cost of the plan is no different. You just go to the Vodafone booth inside the airport. Takes you a few minutes. Give them your passport. They'll set you up. They'll set your phone up if you need help with that. You can buy plans that are for tourists, sort of 7, 14, and I think the longest you can buy is 21 days. And once you buy that, you can then extend it into an actual monthly plan, but we're having difficulty doing that. So that's what we're trying to figure out today. The roads here all have names, or most of them have names. The main ones anyway, but the locals don't refer to them by the names. They use a numerical system as it goes up the hill. 1, 2, 3, 4. This kind of business. So if you're asking about a road and you say, oh, I want to go to Ruga Skanderbou, I think that's first. And I think Butrinti is second. That's how the locals kind of refer to it, if you're trying to figure out where to go to find something.
We're still trying to figure out the numbering system, but I suspect it's less numerical up the hill and more the order in which the roads were actually constructed. So right now they are in the middle of building 6 road, I believe. Not sure quite where that is. I think it's up towards the top of the hill, but anyway, we're still Saranda Road newbies trying to figure out what people mean when they use the number and not the street name.
Yeah, and it's not a big city, right? This is a small little place. You can't get lost. But if you're trying to find something, you can sure get turned around when they're giving you a number and you're looking at street names instead, looking for a number. What somebody said to me the other day was that Albanians dress for the season, not for the actual weather. And it kind of makes sense because it's really nice here today. Like, it's hot. I'm wearing a t-shirt, it's perfect. But a lot of the people are walking around in puffy winter coats. Some are like almost parkas. I like the older Albanian gentlemen. They'll dress up to go into the city, right? Just to walk around. They've got their fedora hat and like a full-on suit, maybe with a sweater vest. Very traditional. It's really interesting. So we're looking for Rossmann, which is apparently the Albanian equivalent of kind of like a Walgreens would be in America. Okay, I found a little spot to get my hair done. Alright, so that was a quick in and out. This is great. So that haircut was 300 lek. So let's see in dollars. About $4.30 Canadian, maybe $3.40 US. Hit the old market, bought a new hat. You can hear the call to prayer. The hat was 600 lek, probably a little overpriced for what it is. But the guy was really helpful and really friendly, so I'm not going to argue with that. Now we got a cool hat to walk around with. I don't know if we look like we fit in more or we look even worse. But it's kind of nice to keep the sun off my head. Because when you're balding, that's what happens. All around you'll find these stores called the Cancellari, and they're sort of like supplies and printing. If you have a document you need to print it off, you can email it to them and they'll put it in the print queue. When you come down, you can put in your code and print it off if you like. It's pretty good.
I can give you my email.
Yeah, or can we bring a USB card in?
Yes.
And then just plug it in and go?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Alright, Sarah got some art supplies, a couple of canvases to paint on. How's the price of canvas here compared to at home?
That is a good question. So I just spent 350 lek for a 30 centimeter by 30 centimeter canvas. I would normally buy them in pack 5 at home. I want to say they're close to the same price as home. It's not too bad anyway. Maybe a little more expensive because you have to buy them individually.
Yeah. One thing you'll find here in Albania is that there's no such thing really as a volume discount. If you buy one of something or you buy 10 of them, it's all the same. You're paying the unit price no matter what. So if you're buying pop, it doesn't come in a box of cans, you buy them individual. Whether you buy one or you buy 50 or 20, doesn't make a difference. The price is marked for each individual item on a per 1 unit basis, and you just buy as many as you like. For cans, there doesn't seem to be any recycling. For plastic bottles, they do collect them. One thing that's interesting here is there's nobody comes and picks up your garbage at your house once a week. There's just garbage bins along the street. You bring out your stuff to your neighborhood bin, you chuck it in there. Garbage is picked up every single day. Seems to be actually a way better system than what we have at home. In the summertime, there's great big cruise ships come into this bay, and they don't have a deep water port here, so they bring everybody in on tenders. One thing we do is keep a really good record of our budget. just to make sure that we're still on track, you know. Some days are more expensive than others, but if you don't track what you're spending in the long run, you know, you can end up spending a lot more than you thought, right? So we try to be intentional with our purchases. This is the only thing we bought. This hat is the only thing that I bought that would have to come with us or be left behind, I guess. It's not going to travel that well. It's beautiful down here. This is a weekday. It's really quiet. So that sailboat there belongs to a guy we know, and he bought the boat somewhere over here in Europe, and 43 feet, I think. He's going to sail it across the Atlantic to the Caribbean, and doesn't have a ton of sailing experience, but he's very ambitious. Just goes to show you that if you put your mind to something, you can make it happen. Oh wait, here's the Elvis bar. Guys sitting around playing dominoes. Looks like it may be like a community center or something. So if you're looking to come to Albania and be in the hustle and bustle in Saranda, or you want to come here to party, all the bars and cafes, this is probably not the time for you to come here. But if you like being at the ocean and having a little bit of peace and quiet, not being bombarded with 6 billion tourists, I'd say this is a pretty good time to come. What do you think?
I would say so too.
I think this place overrun with tourists would be terrible. But that's just how I prefer my life. So on Thursday night, we're going to a content creator meetup. That'll be the first one of those I've done. There's a few content creators in town right now. Warren and Julie, Nomad Travel. They're in town. We ran into them. They're going to do an interview with us, actually, at the end of the week. But there's also a lady who has a blog that she lived in India for 5 years. And another guy that does videos about Saranda. So it'll be kind of interesting to network a bit. Alright, we're gonna take the bus here home. So there is a bus system in town. Every hour it runs from Saranda. A little farther up the road you can catch it. It's about $1.30 per person to ride this to where we're going.
LZ.
LZ. When you get on the bus here, you don't pay. You wait for the guy to come around. He picks up the money from you. Depending on how far you're going, you tell him where you're going to, and then he charges you, and he gives you a little receipt. You get this bus right downtown, right by the promenade. You look for where all the taxis are parked. They're usually stuck in the bus parking. When the bus comes along, the taxis move out of the way. Do. Alright, successful bus trip to the Planet Supermarket. Right, so we finished up with a little bit of shopping at the Planet Supermarket. It's kind of a day out for us. You know, dealt with the phone, haircut, got a hat, ran into some friends, sat down by the ocean, had a great day. Now we're just heading back. Great day, eh, Sarah?
Very much so.
We're Jay and Sarah. We sold our home, we left our jobs, and we're traveling the world full-time. Join us for this adventure, hit the like and subscribe button down below.